Thanks for joining us. David Molko here with Christine Pitawanich on this Tuesday. We want to get right to our KGW weather impact alert and the winter storm hitting the Cascades with potentially feet of snow in the forecast.
And while that's very welcome news for ski season, anyone driving through the Cascade passes and through the mountains will still need to be very careful. Let's start with Chief Meteorologist Matt Safino tracking that winter storm warning tonight. Matt, hope everyone stays safe out there, but gosh, really about time.
Yeah, Christine, you nailed it. It is going to be treacherous travel. That's the big concern. It is great news for skiers, snowboarders, the ski business, the ski industry, all the businesses that it supports up and down the mountain, both on the government campsite and down to Hood River. So it's about time that we get this because it has been late in arriving, no doubt about it. But winter storm warning continues through Thursday. We're going with the weather impact alert through that same time period up in the Cascades. Up to 3 feet of new snow at the ski areas by then. The pass is a bit less, but I'll show you. They're already getting choked with snow. So make sure you're ready for winter travel if you have to or want to go up to the Cascades because the roads are snowy, traction tires change, and an emergency kit. You want to make sure you have at least the traction tires and the kit or the chains and the emergency kit because it is going to be snowy. It is snowy. Here's Timberline right now. The lens is beginning to ice up. You can see the snow is blowing. There's been 4 inches of new snow so far today, but there's a lot more than that on the way. Now, to the roads we go. This is the ODOT camera at Government Camp, and look, a very eerie looking scene, right? The road is now totally snow covered, a very lonely road. You don't want to get stuck on that. In the 20s at Sandy Ann Pass, same thing, not a lot of traffic, which is good, but the roads are snow covered, and we're starting to get snow on the road at Willamette Pass for the first time this evening too. So all the Cascade passes will snow up and get snow covered. You saw that little break, right, in the snow? It'll go that way. The snow won't be raging every minute of every hour for the next couple of days, but it's not going to let up very much. It'll let up at times, then pick back up, and you can see on Doppler radar some heavier precipitation over the valley heading into the Cascades, which leads to our forecast of 28, maybe 30 inches of snow between now and Thursday up on the mountain. Now, what about the snow level? Well, it drops down to about 2,500 feet by really later tonight and tomorrow. Stays down there through Friday, then it ramps back up, but that's kind of okay because we'll be drying it out by that time, so we won't be getting rain on our fresh snow. Here's a day-by-day look at the snow forecast for Mount Hood, and it's really tomorrow and Thursday. Snow level is low. You add that up, that's 18 to 34 inches through the 2-day period coming our way. Then it dries out, maybe a couple of inches on Sunday. Snow level about 5,000 feet, but we're going to get a lot new snow. It'll get a lot more terrain open at our ski areas, and then some blue sky to enjoy it with, guys.
Sounds good. Thanks for keeping us updated, Matt. Meantime, cleanup continues following heavy rain and wind these last few weeks. Take a look at these images from the Mount Hood National Forest, where many roads and trails are washed out. As a result, a number of forest roads near the Clackamas River and in the Zigzag Ranger District are now closed. Highway 224 also remains closed east of Estacada. For more information, you can visit the Mount Hood National Forest section on the U.S. Forest Service's website.
Developing this evening, the future of Oregon's automatic voter registration system is now up for public debate. State elections officials held a hearing this morning in Salem on proposed rule changes to Oregon's Motor Voter. That's the system that automatically registers eligible voters through the DMV. The Secretary of State's office saying the updated rules are designed to strengthen accuracy, security, and oversight. It's following an independent audit that called for changes and clearer safeguards after hundreds of people were mistakenly registered to vote, and a handful of them actually voted. Some who testified today raising concerns about eligibility, citizenship verification, and trust.
I just want to say that the citizens of Oregon need to be confident that their vote is counting. When we have non-citizens voting or registered in our elections, that cancels out the vote of a true American citizen. And I think that's something that the state should be extremely concerned with.
Elections officials did not answer questions today. Public comments are being accepted through January 13th. In an update to a shooting in North Portland last night, Portland police say they expect the victim will survive. Authorities say shots were fired just after 9 near North Interstate and Failing. Police say when officers got to the scene, they found that one person had been shot and that person was taken to the hospital in a private vehicle. Authorities detained and questioned a few other people, but ultimately let them go and have yet to find a suspect. No word on what led up to the shooting.
The CDC is changing recommendations for several childhood vaccines, including the flu shot. Now, the West Coast Health Alliance is warning that the move risks increasing the likelihood of preventable, sometimes deadly outbreaks. Our Catherine Cook spoke with a pediatrician and parents about the changes.
As parents picked up their kids Monday, the after-school lesson was all about vaccines.
It just feels like a little pinch.
The pickup line buzzing around the CDC's newly reduced childhood immunization schedule.
I will be vaccinating her as much as possible, both my kids.
Jennifer Hookstra says she's taking vaccine recommendations from her kid's pediatrician, which haven't changed.
It's concerning that all of these vaccines are being rolled back. It's not safe.
On Monday, the CDC rolled back 7 childhood vaccines, reducing the immunization schedule from 18 to 11. Gone from the list, vaccines for chickenpox, flu, COVID, RSV, hepatitis A, meningitis, and rotavirus. Some of those are still recommended for high-risk patients.
Wildly disappointed. I think that it is harmful to our communities and to the immunity that we need as a community to keep to keep healthcare costs lower and to protect our citizens.
My hope is always to keep kids healthy. That's my job as a pediatrician.
Dr. Clary Jerry is with Pediatric Associates of the Northwest, which follows vaccine guidance from the American Academy of Pediatrics. She says each vaccine is on the list for a reason. For example, RSV is the leading cause of infant hospitalization, according to the American Lung Association.
Those babies get really sick, and with the introduction of the RSV vaccine, we've seen huge decreases in kids getting that sick. And similar, rotavirus protects against a really bad diarrheal illness, so a lot of little kids get very dehydrated and end up in the hospital needing fluids. And those are real-life impacts when you start peeling away those vaccines.
On Monday, the Oregon Health Authority said they, too, will keep recommending the AAP's vaccine schedule for children. They're also reviewing the announcement from Health and Human Services. Catherine Cook, KGW News.
And straight ahead on KGW News, the potential changes coming to Trimet that could mean longer trips, fewer options, and tougher commutes. How you can weigh in on that right now.
And our weather impact alert coverage continues as heavy snow hits the Cascades. That includes Matt's full forecast and some key winter driving reminders. Stay with us.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Welcome back. Trimet is asking for your input on plans to eliminate some bus lines, cut back on others, and shorten the Max Green Line.
Well, it's important to note none of these are set in stone, and even so, they would not take effect until August. Alma McCarty has more.
At Portland's Rose Quarter, Trimet riders rush to catch connecting buses and trains.
I'm trying to hurry up and get home, but it's okay. That's my bus.
Most on this Monday night with only good things to say about the service.
It's really lovely. It's no complaints.
Portlanders relying on public transit to get to work, to get home, to get to a Blazers game.
I like not having to deal with the traffic in Portland.
And the parking.
And the parking, for sure.
But service cuts and changes are coming later this year.
People that live there, people that need to travel, and so it does have an effect.
The agency calling it a last resort.
The situation will be very dire if we wait and do nothing. And so that's why we're taking these difficult steps now.
Those steps to address a $300 million budget shortfall. Tia York with Trimet says they've already tackled half of that with internal cuts, layoffs, and pauses on future routes.
So what we've done is try to go through our entire 533 square mile service area and make those adjustments. So these changes affect 35 bus lines, the Max Green line, and eliminate about 3 bus lines.
Currently, the proposals have Trimet shortening the Max Green Line and eliminating bus service in South Gresham, along Stafford and Salamo Roads in West Lynn, and Tualatin-Sherwood Road in Tualatin. The agency provided more details and maps of the changes on the Trimet website.
So you can really see, oh, there were 3 lines here and now there are 2. Or, oh, this line once went that way and now it's taking a more circuitous route, so it serves all these areas so that no one or as few people as possible are left out.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
All right, let's return to our weather impact alert now. Look at that, heavy snow, the Cascades, and some winter driving reminders. Be on the lookout for those signs telling you when chains are required. Another option, of course, traction tires on vehicles that weigh up to 10,000 pounds.
And as you're driving in those snowy areas, of course, watch out for snow plows. If you see one, try to be patient. Don't try to pass them if you can. Take it slow, drive with your lights on, and like we said, take it slow. We can't emphasize that enough. Also, remember to check road conditions and the forecast before you leave.
That feels good to be celebrating a winter storm for a change.
It does. It really does. This has been long overdue. And Christine, I know that you're a seasoned mountain motorist with your snowboarding chops.
My skiing chops.
Your skiing chops.
Okay.
Sorry about that. How good are you at putting chains on?
Oh, I hate putting on chains, and I don't use the word hate very often.
So you leave the driving up to somebody else
Somebody
then.
else can.
Or just get good traction tires and
Yes.
not have to deal with it.
Yes, please.
I spend a lot of time on the mountain. I hate putting them on too.
Right?
It's
Who
just not
likes
fun.
to?
Nobody likes that.
But as you always say, you got to practice when it's dry.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like in
yeah.
your driveway or something.
Honestly, the
right?
most time I spend putting chains on is when it's snowy or icy in the valley.
Oh,
You know, because then it's like, if it's ice especially, then you need them.
Yeah, you
But
don't want
this will be snow, and if you do not have good traction tires, practice putting your chains on. Maybe do it in your dry garage or driveway if you have a chance, because it is good to get it down before you need to do it on the side of the road in a blizzard. Nobody enjoys that. I mean, look at this scene right now. How would you like to be on the side of the road with it snowing and blowing and you got to put your chains on? That's not fun. 28 degrees, 4 inches of new snow at Timberline and the Mount Hood National Forest so far, but there's a lot more on the way. See, the Cascades just lit up, and look at that batch of heavy rain over the valley. That's going to increase the snowfall rates in the Cascades later on tonight, so there is more on the way. The rainfall in the valley's been pretty light. We're up to 1/10 of an inch at the airport, but Tillamook, nearly 1.5 inches, so it came down very hard on the coast of Oregon and Washington. Olympia, 88/100 of an inch, and up in Kelso, 37/100 of an inch. Now, at the coast, there's a high surf advisory beginning tomorrow for the entire Oregon coast. Pretty big swell train coming on shore. The breakers will be running up around 25 feet. So if you're at the beaches, just be ready for that. I know we've been focusing on the Cascades a lot since yesterday, for good reason, but still, let's not forget about the coast and the waves coming on shore there. Or eastern Oregon, the Blue Mountains also under a winter storm warning for tough travel on I-84 over the Blues. So be ready for that if you're driving over towards Idaho or Baker City. So again, the winter storm warning into Thursday for the heavy snow. Passes are becoming treacherous as we speak. And you're going to have a long run in the mountains because the snow is all the way down to 2,500 feet. That just means that there's more miles that will be snow covered than if the snow level was, say, up at 4,000 feet. Here's precipitation. As I mentioned, some heavier rainfall in the valley right now, but this is just the first couple systems. The stronger one, the colder one here, that rolls on shore tomorrow. Snow levels will be low, and you see how it turns to snow in the Cascades and just keeps going through Wednesday night and into Thursday before it finally begins to back off. And then once it does end, we have an amazingly long stretch of dry weather, at least amazingly long for January. If it was July, I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever. But in January, this is going to be a long stretch. So rainfall through tonight, 4/10 of an inch or so for the valleys. We get some heavier rain. And then by tomorrow night, maybe up to 3/4 of an inch. Not enough rain to, make the rivers a problem. We won't get any river flooding. But when we get those bouts of heavier rain, we may get some lowland ponding of water on some of the low, poorly draining intersections and the like. Then the pattern shifts. Watch this. This is Friday. We dry it out. A weak system on Sunday, maybe a couple inches of snow there. But then next week looks dry. And I mean like all of next week as we see a big area of high pressure take hold along the entire west coast. Now, when that changes, we go to a northerly flow. That may bring some cold air. So not super cold to the valleys, but cold enough to preserve the snow that we're going to get over the next few days. Today's high was 49 here in Portland, a little bit above average. The averages actually start ticking up as of today. So we got that going for us. 52 at Astoria and Tillamook, the hot spots in the state. Downtown right now is 46. The freezing level will be dropping. In the Cascades, weather impact alert for the 12 to 22 inches of snow by the end of the day tomorrow, and then more on the way for Thursday. Up in the here in the Portland area, rain, the winds are easing, but they've been gusty today to about 35. And then on Thursday, sun and showers in the valleys, but more snow in the Cascades. After that, it's dry through the weekend and into next week, and we will be back right after this.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
Well, as 2025 came to a close, so did the Affordable Care Act's enhanced premium subsidies.
And while we expect the House to vote sometime this month on a Democratic proposal to extend them for about 3 years, an effort that faces big hurdles in the Senate, Ivan Rodriguez breaks it down.
Extending the Affordable Care Act's enhanced premium subsidies has been at the center of several battles on Capitol Hill in recent months. Now that they've expired, millions of Americans will have to make an important healthcare and financial decision.
As of January 1st, millions of people saw that their premium payments are going up. Some of them may have already dropped their coverage. Other people may have tried to switch from, say a silver or gold plan to a bronze plan, which would have a much higher deductible, but might keep their premium low enough that they could afford to stay insured.
Enhanced subsidies made Obamacare coverage much more affordable, which helped draw a record 24.3 million people to sign up for 2025 policies. Cynthia Cox is a senior vice president for KFF, a nonpartisan health policy research group. She says enhanced premium tax credits allowed lower-income Americans to enroll in policies with $0 or near $0 monthly premiums, while those in the middle class became eligible for help for the first time. Cox says 4 out of 5 consumers were able to find 2025 plans for $10 or less a month.
Starting January 1st, lower income people have to pay 2 to 4% of their income. Higher income people might have no cap on how much they have to spend. They might have to pay full price, which could be 20, 30% of their income.
Open enrollment ends January 15th in most states, meaning there's still time for people to shop for coverage before being automatically renewed into their same plan. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Well, if you had a tree house as a kid and longed to relive those days, okay, guilty. 10 years old, 9 or 10. My dad took me to the hardware store. We got the lumber. It was less of a house and more of like boards to sit on up in the tree.
I love it.
Wasn't a big property, but you know what? I got a lot of memories. So this, a Southern Oregon resort, may just be the spot for me.
John Bartell takes us there in this backroads adventure.
But didn't you ever dream of having a house up on a treetop?
Living in a treehouse doesn't have to be a dream like it was in Disney's Swiss Family Robinson. That treehouse dream can be a reality at Out and About Treehouse Treesort in Cave Junction, Oregon.
I boast this as being the highest concentrations of treehouses in the world.
Meet Michael Garnier.
I'm the main entrepreneur here.
Not only does Michael have some tremendous tree puns, he's also figured out a way how to make money grow on trees when he started his unique bed and breakfast back in the 1990s.
People ask me where I came up with the idea for this, and I say I tried a lot of things and this one worked.
Michael's a bit of a know-it-all, part engineer, part carpenter, and even dabbles in a little interior design.
This is the forestry.
There's 16 high-flying tree houses, each with their own unique design, look, and feel.
Yeah, we're about 35 feet up in the trees here. And one of the things with this is when the wind blows, this bough moves, you know.
So these aren't your typical tree houses. They have all the amenities you'd expect in a normal house, including plumbing. There's not a whole lot of privacy in here.
No, but You usually only use it late at night, so you have to go down, and hopefully everybody else is sleeping. So.
A series of cable bridges will take you from one treehouse to the next, offering a unique view of the forest and many classic treehouse features.
Is this the mail service here?
Well, yeah, this is laundry. This is your valet.
Michael is kind of the pioneer in the treesort business, which has really branched out over the years. He actually teaches people all over the world to build tree houses, but when Michael first started planting his roots in Southern Oregon, his treesort was not a welcome idea by the Josephine County Permit and Building Department.
Well, when I started, they did not say you're off to go. It took, they said you can't do it.
Michael faced nearly a decade of regulatory resistance from Josephine County over the strength and safety issues. That is until he famously piled over 10,000 pounds of friends and family onto one of his tree houses to prove its structural integrity, which caught the attention of several newspapers and media outlets.
I would have never gotten permission, but I used publicity and humor.
Michael says one of the key factors in winning over the county inspectors is his invention called the Garnier limb, which supports the treehouse structure without actually hurting the tree.
So this Garnier limb will hold over twice as much as just a regular bolt.
Thanks to the Garnier limb and Michael's never-ending drive to innovate, he expanded the treesort activities to include ziplining, rope swings,
holy crap! Oh, wow.
And this strange spinning contraption used to amaze guests.
Dr. Birch's Yankee Doodle picture propeller. It's an organic psychedelic kaleidoscope.
That's really cool.
Unfortunately, you're gonna have to experience this thing in person. There's really no way to catch it on camera.
Oh, yeah. How does this even work?
It's magic. What do you mean?
Well, if you ask me, the whole treesort is magic. It's a place where guests can really live out the Swiss Family Robinson dream, and Mike can live out his own treehouse building dreams.
I mean, you can't ask for more if you get paid for something that you do that you like and the people like.
From Out and About Treehouse Resort, I'm John Bartell. Hope to see you on the background!
That was so cool.
Brings back a lot of memories. That's like my perfect utopia spot, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it is. Okay, see you in a couple of minutes for a full hour of local news and weather.